Welcome back to our exploration of cinema's most evil spellcasters. After Part 1's overwhelming response, you demanded more demonic witches, and we're delivering with more supernatural sorceresses who've made pacts with the darkest forces imaginable. These aren't your typical Halloween witches. These are genuine servants of demons, Satan, and cosmic evil. What makes these demonic witches so terrifying is how they've traded their humanity for supernatural power, becoming conduits for ancient evil that corrupts everything they touch. Unlike regular witches who practice folk magic, these entities serve demonic masters and use their abilities to spread darkness, death, and damnation. But here's what'll keep you watching. I'm saving the most powerful demonic coven for last. This group of witches doesn't just serve demons, they are demons. Ancient entities that have infiltrated human society to orchestrate supernatural conspiracies that span centuries. Before we dive into these servants of darkness, if you're ready to discover the most evil witches ever put to film, please hit that subscribe button to support the channel. It really helps us continue to explore the supernatural forces that lie behind human faces. Witch 1, Nancy Downs, The Craft, 1996. The Manon corrupted teen. Nancy Downs begins as a troubled teenager practicing Wicca with her friends, but becomes demonic when she invokes Manon, an ancient deity of chaos and destruction. Her transformation from human witch to demonic entity represents the ultimate corruption of teenage rebellion through supernatural power. How she became demonic. Nancy's desperation for power and control led her to invoke Manon during a ritual, asking the entity to grant her abilities beyond normal witchcraft. The demon deity answered her call, but the price was her humanity and sanity. Her demonic powers include reality manipulation, telekinesis powerful enough to kill, the ability to shapeshift and appear as other people, supernatural strength, and most terrifyingly, the power to drive others insane through psychological manipulation, enhanced by demonic influence. What makes Nancy particularly dangerous is how Manon's corruption amplifies her worst human traits: jealousy, rage, and the desire for revenge. The demon doesn't just give her power, it removes her moral constraints and empathy, turning her into a supernatural sociopath who delights in causing suffering. Witch 2, Marianne, 2019, The Ancient French Demon. Marianne isn't just a witch who serves demons. She is a demonic entity that has existed for centuries, feeding on fear and manipulating reality to terrorize victims. This ancient evil appears as an old woman, but possesses powers that transcend normal supernatural abilities. Her demonic nature is revealed through her immortality, her ability to exist simultaneously in dreams and reality, and her power to manipulate time and space. Marianne can appear in multiple locations at once, control people's dreams and nightmares, and influence events across great distances. Her demonic powers include dream invasion, reality manipulation, possession of multiple people simultaneously, the ability to appear in photographs and videos, and most disturbing, the power to make her supernatural influence feel like mental illness to her victims. What makes Marianne uniquely terrifying is how she weaponizes creativity and imagination. The demon feeds on the fear generated by horror stories, growing stronger when people create or consume frightening content. This makes her a meta-horror entity that threatens both fictional characters and real audiences. Witch 3, Angela Franklin, Night of the Demons, 1988. The Seductive Demon Witch. Angela Franklin becomes demonic during a Halloween seance at an abandoned funeral home, where she's possessed by malevolent spirits that transform her into a seductive demon witch hybrid. Her transformation represents the corruption of teenage sexuality through supernatural evil. How she became demonic. During the seance, Angela allowed herself to be possessed by the demonic entities inhabiting the funeral home. The demons used her body as a vessel, while granting her supernatural abilities to corrupt and kill her friends. Her demonic powers include supernatural seduction that compels victims to approach her despite obvious danger, the ability to transform her body in horrifying ways, infectious demonic possession that spreads through physical contact, and the power to manipulate the funeral home's environment as a supernatural trap. What makes Angela particularly insidious is how she uses familiar human sexuality as a weapon. The demon-possessed Angela appears attractive and seductive, luring victims close before revealing her true monstrous nature and spreading the demonic infection to new hosts. Witch 4, Asa Vajda, Black Sunday, 1960. The vampiric demon witch. Asa Vajda was executed as a witch in the 17th century, but returns from the grave with both vampiric and demonic powers, seeking revenge against the descendants of those who killed her. Her resurrection combines witchcraft with demonic resurrection and vampiric hunger. How she became demonic. Asa's execution and centuries of hatred and death allowed demonic forces to corrupt her spirit, granting her powers beyond normal witchcraft. Her resurrection is powered by demonic energy that sustains her undead existence. Her demonic powers include vampiric feeding that sustains her undead existence, the ability to possess and control her descendants, supernatural strength and resilience, reality manipulation within her domain, and the power to corrupt others into serving her evil will. What makes Asa uniquely terrifying is how she combines multiple supernatural threats, witch, vampire, and demon, into a single entity. Her centuries of hatred have been amplified by demonic corruption, making her both personally vengeful and cosmically evil. Witch 5, Margaret Morgan, The Lords of Salem, 2012. Satan's orchestrator. Margaret Morgan leads a coven of witches devoted to Satan, orchestrating an elaborate supernatural conspiracy to birth the Antichrist through demonic rituals and psychological manipulation. Her role as coven leader makes her a direct servant of the devil himself. How she became demonic. Margaret made a pact with Satan centuries ago, trading her soul and humanity for the power to serve as his agent on earth. Her immortality and supernatural abilities come directly from her demonic master. Her demonic powers include immortality granted by Satan, the ability to manipulate reality and time, control over other witches and demons, supernatural influence over technology and media, and the power to orchestrate complex supernatural conspiracies across centuries. What makes Margaret particularly dangerous is her role as Satan's strategic planner. She doesn't just cast spells, she orchestrates elaborate supernatural conspiracies that span generations, using modern technology and media to spread demonic influence on a massive scale. Witch 6, Sylvia Ganush, Drag Me to Hell, 2009. The curse-casting demon servant. Sylvia Ganush is an elderly witch who serves demonic forces, specifically the Lamia, a goat demon that drags souls to hell. Her ability to curse victims with demonic damnation makes her a conduit for infernal justice and supernatural revenge. How she became demonic. Sylvia's long practice of dark magic and her service to demonic entities have corrupted her humanity, making her a vessel for supernatural curses. Her connection to the Lamia gives her power over damnation itself. Her demonic powers include the ability to curse victims with demonic damnation, supernatural resilience that allows her to survive physical attacks, knowledge of ancient demonic rituals and entities, and the power to serve as a conduit between hell and earth. What makes Sylvia uniquely terrifying is how she weaponizes social interactions. A simple business transaction becomes an opportunity for supernatural revenge, proving that demonic witches can hide in plain sight as ordinary people. And there you have it, more demonic witches who prove that the most dangerous spellcasters are those who've traded their humanity for supernatural power. From Nancy Downs' teenage corruption to the Suspiria Hooven's ancient conspiracy, these entities show how demonic influence can transform ordinary witches into instruments of cosmic evil. What makes these demonic witches so terrifying is how they combine human intelligence with supernatural abilities granted by the darkest forces imaginable. They're not just monsters, they're strategic thinkers who use their demonic powers to achieve goals that often involve corrupting innocence and spreading evil. These witches, combined with those from Part 1, represent the most comprehensive look at cinema's most evil spellcasters. They've shown us that the most dangerous witches aren't those who practice folk magic, but those who've made pacts with demons, Satan, and cosmic forces of darkness. The lasting impact of these demonic witches lies in how they've redefined the witch archetype in horror cinema, moving beyond simple spellcasting to genuine supernatural evil that threatens not just individual victims, but the very fabric of reality itself. Which of these demonic witches do you find most terrifying? Are there any evil spellcasters we missed that deserve to be in Part 3? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more explorations of horror's most supernatural threats. Remember, the most dangerous witches are those who've traded their souls for power,